fly. I be rolling with you, mommy, I be feeling the motion. When I'm inside you, I be deep as the ocean. When it comes to your love, can't lie, it be strong as a potion. That's why me and you forever be coasting. Let's roll. Co-pilot on the passenger side, be so fly. Yeah, she so lit, we so high. Just me and my chick, yeah. Just me and my chick, yeah. Co-pilot.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is another one, man. This is your boy, man, Rod One, and we're back sparking conversation, man. Y'all know when we in the crew, we get up here each and every week, and we do what I like to call talk to them some of the most interesting people in the world. And today is going to be no different, right? So, continuing the series on impacted families, or continuously doing my part to help impact the families, right? That's what we on right now. We want to make sure that, we just stay in the mode right now, because I think it's very important, to have a purpose, right? And I'm feeling like right now, this is a no better time than now is to help other people. And sometimes helping other people is just sometimes listening to them. Like I heard this thing when they was talking about suicide rate, right? And they was talking about how high the suicide rate is. And a lot of times when people leave notes, based on why they felt like how they felt, why they did what they did. The number one thing that I ran across was they said that people didn't have anyone to listen to them. And that's crazy, right? Because you think that at some point in time that you will meet people, right? Or you'll run across people, and running across these people will be people sometimes, maybe every now and then, right? That you can just, holla at sometime, get a few things off. But nowadays, that's hard to do without people feeling like they got all the answers. The internet has allowed people to become gurus and geniuses overnight. So now, just getting it out. But every now and then, you got to find some way or somehow that God can connect you with the right people that don't mind allowing you to get your joint off, and don't mind allowing you to have a conversation about it, right? So that's what I like to say that this platform is for. So that's why I'm gonna thank each and every one of y'all that download the audio version of this podcast each and every week out there on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, all the places that you guys get your audio versions of your podcast and y'all podcast, and y'all downloading us. So thank y'all so much for that. Also, thank you to everybody clicking the link. Now, the link's in the description. Now, remember, if you're watching this right now on YouTube, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell so y'all know when we drop more videos. But other than that, remember, financial freedom. Financial freedom is right here at your fingertips, y'all. Do not mix the next revolution, all right? This is not financial advice. I'm just saying to y'all, don't miss it. So one of the things that I've been running across when people have been coming to, those that's been asking about Bitcoin and about all these other things, right? Even people that have been talking about stocks, and I've been saying, people have the misconception that, listen, Bitcoin is like 60 something thousand right now. It was at 70 something thousand. People say, I don't have 70,000 to put in there, or 70,000 and just waste it. That's what they feel, or buying this and the third. But I just want y'all to know, man, nah, it's not about that. All right. And the main thing is, though, you can start with just $1 if you wanted to. You can start with $1, $5, $10. It don't matter. It's all about making sure that you get in it. And just think about it. Whatever amount of money you put in, the amount that it goes up, that's how much you'll make on that dollar. So just think about it as a percentage game. So how that works is that if you think about how people have their stuff in 401ks and all this other stuff, now y'all know it's a basic percentage that you're going to get here and there depending on the market fluctuation, right? But then there's no other asset that appreciates at a higher percentage than some of the other assets that are out there right now. That's why I'm telling y'all, just pay attention, man. Just go out there, do your research, find out what the most uh, highest percentage yielding assets out there besides gold and silver. Because even with gold and silver, think about it, y'all. If something really happened, who gonna buy some silver and gold from you? Where you gonna go? And if you go anywhere that already buys it, they gonna rip you off. You're not gonna get what it's worth. So listen, I'm just going to say this, y'all. Remember, pay attention, follow the money, do not be scared to do something different than you always done. All right, just pay attention because the next revolution of millionaires and billionaires is right here upon us. All right, think about it. All of y'all that's scared that AI may be taking your job, this is the time. Pay attention to all the companies that's developing AI, that's doing all these things. If they're public, invest in the stock. All right, back. So I'm just saying, not financial advice. Just pay attention. Change your mindset. Change your life. All right. So tonight we have a young lady that's going to join us in a little bit. Her story is unique as well, as far as helping impacted families as we continue to move forward. But when she gets on, or when she comes on, we're going to allow her to tell a story now. She had another schedule come on, so she had another engagement that had to go on right before this show. So hopefully everything works out where she could jump on and she could get this information out there to y'all, because I want to make sure that all the people out there that's dealing with these things that affect your family like that y'all get this information out, right? I bet. So in the event that she don't jump on, it's all love. We still gonna go get through a few things. I think it's some things that's important coming up this week, all right? So we got Meek in the building, man. I'm about to bring her in real quick and we're gonna see what's going on in her world. Yeah, to Danny Marie, appreciate you on that. Let's see. Let's see. What's going on, Meek?
What up?
All right, what's good, yo? Always eating, yo. What you eating?
Some Skittle gummies.
Skittle gummies. Okay. Yeah. All right. So Skittles do got gummies. That's different. Wow. All right. Well, look, since you in the mood, with the candy and stuff like that, let's talk about this real quick. Yo, it's a solar eclipse coming, yo.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And mad people scared, right? That's the first thing people go to is they fear bag. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, because it's reliable. Gives
Very
us some, something to think about.
and then it's crazy because that's always the first go to whenever something happens involving nature that people because now everybody been in the prophecy lane. They've been in all these other things. They've been looking at the wars that's going on, and the way that this particular full moon is going to travel. So there's a lot of I won't say conspiracy theories. I think I'm about to get off that because some of these people, man, they be doing their research
Yeah.
and they be having those receipts, yo. You be sitting up there talking about their conspiracy theories, and they be like, "Oh, really? Pow, pow, pow." You like, damn, where you get all this from? Like, yeah, because we read. Some people just don't read no more. There's people out here who still read, yo. So
Yeah.
while we up here playing around, these people out here reading and researching, and yeah, so a lot of people are scared. But let's talk about the eclipse for a minute. So I was looking it up, right? So the way that it's supposed to travel is supposed to travel only, across the North America,
Mhm.
and I think it's gonna be over Mexico. So let me pull it up real quick, yo. So let's see. I bet. So yeah. So right now, what it's saying is that yeah, it's going to cross United States and Mexico and Canada, right? So it's going to be moving over the course of 2 days. So is it going to be dark for 2 days straight, or just as it travels? I'm trying to figure this out
I
because
mean, I don't. This is part of why people are afraid. We don't know. It's like people fear the unknown, so we don't know. It can
yo,
be anything.
so look though. But if it do and anything go out, what's the first thing you think gonna happen if all the lights go out?
Man, like it's about to be chaos.
Yo,
Purge.
listen. Yo, look, you to all the Walmarts, all them shits, yo, it's a dub. And you know what's gonna be stupid? It's gonna be mad people
It's
with
gonna be
TVs.
ignorant.
Yeah, all kind of shit that need electricity that ain't gonna work. Hold on. All right, so look, it says it's gonna go through the eclipse gonna continue through Mexico, entering the United States and Texas. And it's gonna travel through Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. So it's going to travel over that. It's going to travel directly across those states. So I
Hmm.
think everything on our end from the east. And of course they're going to be able to see the eclipse. I don't know about everybody out west though. I'm trying to figure that out. Like that shit is crazy because then that also make you think too. Is now people gonna probably think I'm bugging, but that probably make you think is the Earth really round then? Because
I mean, why would you think not because of how it's going?
well, yeah, and besides the fact that it's saying that only certain people based on these places will be able to see it. Like, and I'm thinking, like I always ask this question, like if the sun is really in outer space, why is all the pictures of outer space always dark? Right? Besides like besides the stars or whatever. Like it should never be nighttime in outer space. Like
But
it
how
always
many,
think
what's
about
the
it.
distance? What's the distance that they measure for outer space? How many light years is like the sun from like one of those other planets though?
I don't know. It could be. I mean, I know they mad millions of light years away and all that. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like the way that it's traveling, it seemed like if the Earth was going like this, like if it was round and it was really rotating, that at some point, if the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, that everybody will see it, just like how we, go through our cycles, like in the day. But this ain't even going the way that it says the Earth rotates. It's going across. You get what I'm saying? Like it's going
Yeah.
like from south to north. So I don't know. So that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, it kind of makes you think, like, damn, is the Earth really round then? If it's doing that, because it's like literally doing something that it just normally doesn't. It always sets. I mean, rises in the east, right? It sets in the west. At least that's what we've always been told, right? Mm.
I mean, I don't know. Shit, we were
Right.
told
That mug going
back in
from that
the
mug going from Freaknik and going up the and then going up to do crab crab fishing and stuff and tuna fishing, yo. Like that's their whole weekend, yo. Throughout the course of a couple of days, yo. That's what they doing out here. So I don't know.
I don't know. We'll find out in a couple of days.
We sure will. Because I mean shit, at the end of the day, uh I'm gonna be ready. I don't know what's going on, but listen, I'm gonna be ready.
How you preparing?
Right. Have just look, everything gonna be like look, I got so many new locks out here. Yo, son, listen, we've been stocking up, like getting ready, yo, because like I said, people just act really different, yo, and things are just I don't know, emotionally. Some people are just so emotionally triggered, yo. We always talk about that.
Yeah, this world
But
is just crazy. So to hear about this eclipse, it makes sense why people are bugging out. You don't know, and then you don't know how people are gonna react because all you can control is you,
true.
and you get defensive. Now you're like, shit. You thinking the purge is about to happen? So
Right.
you on the defensive. It's a lot. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
Nah, it's gonna be really dope. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be really
I
it's
don't
gonna
know if
be
it's gonna be dope, but it's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be because you gotta think about it. Like it's so much that people are speculating that it's like a movie. It's like the anticipation of a movie coming out. Everybody's sitting there with everything they can. It's about to be mad, empty shelves of bread, eggs. I mean everything that's gonna spoil. Like especially stuff if no power is on. It's gonna be all that's gonna be going first, yo. And
Yep.
and and just for them to get up there and just find out, like it may not go the way everybody is thinking because, like, even in the sense of people who keep adding things to prophecy, right? Because that's what a lot
Yeah.
of people are doing. They talking about uh the sacrifice of calves and all other kind of stuff, y'all. um where they get you, where they try to put you in this position to get you really gassed up, y'all. Cause then I was just getting ready to make this comment because when 2K came in, they was like, "Yo, the world over, yo,"
Yeah.
and people woke up the next day and still had to pay their rent. Them was mad as shit because some people was counting on that shit because it come on the first, right? It was New Year's, 1999, right? And I was just like, yo, I ain't got to pay rent. This shit about to be lit. That motherfucker spent all their money the night before.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Suicide rates went up and shit.
Listen, mad.
Fuckers spent everything, then had to go into the new year with nothing. How the fuck am I supposed to get this shit back?
Right, thinking that everything was gonna cut off, and it didn't. So I don't know, but it's a lot of other things going on. I think, especially with this situation that's going on with like Diddy, I think that is crazy how much of a distraction that is. Because to me, I don't know. I'm not saying that none of the stuff that that they saying that he didn't do or whatever. I don't have a I don't. It doesn't really to me like that's going to happen with however that happens, however that plays out. It's going to happen. People going to tell however that go. But for me, yo, it just seems convenient that it happened. It's happening like right now at this time when all of
Especially with the Nickelodeon dude.
yo quiet on the set is crazy,
I haven't
yo.
even watched it. I
Nah,
can't.
listen,
But
I did. I mean, not the whole thing. I watched a lot of it. I think I can't even say a lot because it's a lot of it. I think I watched probably up to when it got to the two dudes. Like in the beginning, it was just about Rob Schneider from what I saw. You know what I
mm,
mean? And then it got into more about the guys that he hired, these other two guys. Rob Schneider was like, he was just mad extra and pretty much nasty, yo. Um, but that damn them other two cats, oh yeah, they were straight predators out here in these streets, man.
oh, shit is crazy. Crazy. They need to put him under the jail. That
I'm
nigga was gross.
on. Like think about it. Like yo, he was and then you said you ain't seen it yet. So just when you take the opportunity to watch it, yo, like even in the context that I'm giving right now, it's not. Because you think about Orlando Brown and all of these other cats where they be like, yo, they wilding out. Britney Spears wilding out. She cutting her hair. She bugging, yo. She like, but nobody listens to the reasons why they say that. Because when they start talking that talk, everybody like, oh yeah, they crazy, they bugging. Because
Mm.
the first thing people do, they start using drugs. Like when people really start to try to escape from shit that they see that they didn't think they would ever see in their life, they always use, you know what I'm saying, or go to
It's a
drugs.
coping mechanism. It's helping them to cope with everything. The same thing with Amanda Bynes. That bitch went crazy.
You know
Same
what I mean?
shit. She went through all that. I mean, and she was saying it. It was just we didn't. People weren't hearing it over the hysterical. You
Nah.
know what I mean? So people weren't separating the two, and it was like, no, she's hysterical because this happened. Like they're not separate. It's a series of events.
Well, yes, in my opinion, that's the scary part for money is that a lot of what has been put into the movies have become reality or have had a similar reality to life situations and scenarios. Like, yeah, that's one of the things that I'm agreeing with you. It's almost like in some instances, people are trying to force a scenario on us by putting things in movies, right? Because they can only try to emotionally put people in their way that they wanted to. Because like, let's take the world, leave the world behind, for example. Now, if everything goes out, they say that it's automatically going to turn white against black, Mexican against everybody. Like all these different things are going to automatically happen. And it's like, if we kind of think about it in real life, like, do it really have to happen that way?
No,
Like literally, like unless people really sit out here and just say to themselves, "I'm gonna automatically do it because I watched a movie." that said that I'm supposed to do it. Now they're going to do it, but you know they play on our emotions every single time. They automatically say that because now everything that they talk about in mainstream media is now based on racism. It's freaking crazy.
Yeah, it's like
Yo,
going back
so
down.
I get that whole thing, and you know, let's see. You know, I always look at that from a different perspective, right? Like you gotta think about it. Sometimes people could be giving us warnings in these shows like The Simpsons. Cause sometimes you be thinking like, yo, listen, fam, y'all from the 80s. Like how y'all put shit out back in the 80s and 90s about stuff that's gonna go on now, you know? And then you wonder, especially when it come to Hollywood, because before I go too far, just to double back down on that whole quiet on the set joint. You know how many kids inspired to be on television, or that's their dream, or they've been a dream to be an actor, movie star, or whatever ever since they've been a kid, yo. You know what I mean? You know how many people took drama and all of these classes. They had their parents pay for classes. Some people didn't have none of that. They just had to go out there and go for what they know, right? But people have this dream and this vision of being that. And while you have an innocent dream, there's a person on the other side of that that is waiting for you to come so they could take advantage of you physically, yo. I could like they did some dumb shit to people as far as the money is concerned. This dude Rob Schneider was making women share salaries, right? So say like if a person was making 85,000 a year, a man will make that by himself, but he'll make two women split one salary, 40 something grand a piece versus paying them, and they were doing the same job as the men was doing.
It's just sad. And it's what's more fucked up is there it's become normal because people are willing to do whatever it takes to be
That's
famous.
true. No, that's true.
It's like why I know especially with kids, they have no consent. They can't consent to any of this shit. So regardless of anything, they're not at fault. Um but where it makes me question the parents and their morals and what they hold
Exactly.
as it's just because there's no way like I can't I don't know, it's a lot and those parents
They
should
should
be
be
under
held accountable.
investigation. It's a lot. There's no way you didn't know and some of them said their parents didn't know. It's just a lot to sit back and think, oh, I'll let my kid go through this because they're going to be famous and we're going to get money. It's like, how is that worth it?
But
How?
that's what they all do. You know, they used to, and then some of these kids from these shows, you know, that these producers and stuff was helping them get emancipated from their parents.
Yeah.
Right? So then that way they can take control more of the financial part. Then now they already got their mind and physically and doing all kind of stuff to their bodies, giving them things at an early age to get them addicted to stuff because they was able to be impressive, you know, on them and making them feel like they always gonna have money, they always gonna be rich, they always gonna be stars, and then not understanding the power of addiction, and then it turns their life upside down, and then boom, next thing you know, they out here doing shit that they don't want to do, and people are calling them crazy. When Britney Spears cut her head off and was wilding out, they was like, "Yo, this chick crazy." Do you know, like right before she did that, they were saying that the prince over in England was trying to holler at her.
Mm.
So what they was doing was, because you know of the security things and all that, they was not caught in the regular way like on phone. They were doing like the video joint.
Mm.
And then she saw the dude eyes do something that she said that reminds her of the stories that she was told about shapeshifters and stuff like that. People who are reptilian and they, you know, da, da, da,
Mm.
da, da. And then she was saying based on that, that changed her mind. That made her go like really like she was just really freaked out based on that because he did it multiple times during their conversation. He couldn't control it so much to speak. You know what I mean? And then bam, so and then after that, everybody was talking about she crazy. When she came out and said that, then all of a sudden she crazy, she da, she wilding out, and all this other shit. And then you be like, damn, yo, what kind of drugs they got in Hollywood? And
It's
then
that
fast forward,
drug of fame, man. That
listen,
fame drug.
that shit that's in Hollywood is not. Oh, everything going on in Hollywood ain't nothing in Hollywood regular. Like
No.
none of it. Like you could sit up here. People got this mindset of like they gonna change Hollywood. Nah,
There's too many heads to cut off to change it. Way
no,
too many fucking heads.
at all. You got to create your own, and that's the type of vibe that we on. Like create your own. Don't wait. Create. Like if you guys got a dream of being in movies and stuff like that, you want to keep like ladies, you want to keep your vagina off of the couch. Create your own shit. You want to do like I'm just saying, fellas. If you want to look what's going on with Puff. Think about it. They calling this dude the Jeffrey Epstein of hip hop, right? Here's
Yeah,
my dog wilding. Here's my dog wilding.
yeah.
So yeah, so at the end of the day, you got to kind of think about it. Imagine how many people are compromised right now. Right? Think about how many people are compromised right now when it comes down to it. When they just had a dream. But you know what you said earlier that makes sense? These people all agree to this.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying that's why I feel like the Puff stuff is really basically a distraction because there's not a report of saying that things were done against their will when it came to the adults. Now, I don't know nothing about the
But
kids.
there's the minors. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's where it's the
yeah,
adults, yeah, those were grown people, and
right,
granted they were probably put into a predicament where that was probably the lesser of the two evil options to take at the time, but it was still a choice they made. You know what I
true,
mean? So
right.
yeah, you decided to do it. It was in your mind, it was worth whatever you
That you
needed.
felt like you needed to do right at that
Yeah.
time. That's why with the stuff with Stevie J and all this, I don't care. Like they talk about Carisha and then all the other people, like all these adults. That part is like that's how I'm saying. Like it's way too much of we. You could tell that they trying to use this to keep people mind off of what's really going on out here. People, little kids getting bombed up out here. You got people in some of these places that having the overflow of the border crisis. You got real people getting murdered and shit out in the middle of the street. You got things really happening around the world, and not even really around the world, right here. You got real stuff happening right here, and now they got this stuff going on about Puff. It's just too convenient. That's why I said the stuff that they kept talking about with the minors is the same thing they did to Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
They know how to make people emotionally feel like, yo, yeah, he did this with kids and all this other stuff. They always throw the kid thing in there when they really want to get to taking you down and just defaming your character.
But
But
they're
it's
mentioning famous kids, and they ain't. Has any of them denied anything?
well,
Like with the Michael
oh,
Jackson thing, it was a lot of, civilian
little
kids,
kids, right? Yeah. I don't know.
and people didn't really know them. But Justin Bieber,
Yeah,
Usher, like these
yeah, they all grown though now.
now, but when it happened, they weren't. And so
True,
that's where I'm
true.
like, had any of them come up and said, no, that never happened? Or like,
Yeah, nah, that's the
they
point.
gotta have heard it.
Yeah,
And
the
we
only
heard
one
it.
that's saying that it ain't happened or it did happen or it ain't going to happen is Meek. Meek Mill, the only one that they really. I don't know. This guy, ever since he got to the point where he had hit records, he's been a target. Like it's been just back to back against Meek, yo.
Yeah.
Like dead ass, yo. Like I don't care. People, the game was at him one time. 50. I mean, everybody was at this cat at one time, man. He survived it all. Now to only come around the corner and be blamed for taking take that. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, yo, that shit is crazy, man. Like
There was audio, like
yeah. But you know
with
that's
AI. I don't know about all that. AI can do anything.
yeah,
So
you know what I'm saying? That's why I say they going too far. Like when they started taking still pictures and then video audio and not just showing the videos and stuff like that. Nah, it just was too much. That's when you kind of get into the point where you're like, okay, wait a minute. They playing with us right now, yo. They trying to get us not to pay attention to something else. Like what's really going on in the background? Like why is all these institutions quietly buying Bitcoin? And then people, started off this year. And listen, they've been buying it since January. They haven't been telling their employees and stuff like that. Think about that, yo. Like how many employees got 401k and they still got the same distributions wherever they stuff is going or whatever. They didn't know that this new asset class has been added to like ETFs and these big companies are taking your money and putting it over there. You don't even know. So it's major distractions going on. Like it's real fly shit going on in the background. And people are just like, yo, Puff. Like, really? Like, I don't know about the kids. That's why I was saying earlier, I don't know about the kids. We on that protect the kids at all costs around here, yo. We don't play when it comes to no children, yo. You don't play with children. We don't play nothing about it. You can't even talk about it. I don't want to hear it. Don't talk me to death. They had this one thing going on this week, which was crazy. They was talking about kids are recognizing whether they feel like they're in the wrong body or not at 3 years old. So they're saying that now they have been given, like schools have been giving children hormone blockers, yo, as early as 3 years old, yo. Do you like going to school? So, like, if your kid act one way at home and then go to school, and somebody say, "Yo," now sometimes kids just be being kids. They don't be being, they ain't purposely trying to be no certain way. They just being kids, and they be like, "Oh yeah, you got these type of mannerisms." Have you ever thought about if you were like this? Did you ever think about this? And then a young kid be like, "Oh yeah," they don't know no better. And
they
then
don't know. Yeah, they don't know the difference. Like I've heard where there were some girls too who said when they were younger, they were tomboys. Like they always wanted to dress like a boy, hang out with the boys. And they said they're like, I'm glad my mom never pushed me to try to be a boy. Like that wasn't
right,
who like. It was just a phase, and that's what it's like. We forgot that kids have imaginations and
right,
play out different things, and now we're trying to label them with their first thought and the first imagination that they have, and it's like no, they're growing. They're still discovering themselves. As adults, we're still discovering ourselves. So how is it that a 3-year-old can determine exactly who the fuck they are? It's like I
right.
can barely on most days at my big ripe age determine exactly who I am. I'm still learning myself. So it just I feel like we've lost touch with a lot of things and it's weird. It's
And
very
then now
weird.
it's like you almost think that your children are only yours when they home, and it's like once they leave, people take it upon themselves to be the everything for your child outside of you. And I think that's why public schools have been going downhill for the longest, because the reading level, like, all right, you too busy trying to figure out if little man want to be little mama, but you ain't teaching them how to read. Like, does that really matter more so than it is that they know how to read? Like some of these places, they were talking about tech, they were talking about so many different states where they couldn't pass the basic reading comprehension test. Like these are people transitioning from junior high going into high school, still not passing the basic reading comprehension
It's
test that
text
they put.
messages. It's because all they read are text messages. They read Facebook and Instagram posts. Nobody writes in full sentences. Nobody spells anything the way that it should be spelled. And so if
True.
they're not reading actual books written by people who can talk with like
Right,
and
right,
be comprehended by everybody,
right.
they're not they are losing that skill. They are definitely losing that skill set, because if I just read text messages and Facebook posts all day, my reading comprehension is going to go down.
Nah, for real, you facts, because you're right. Some people don't spell out all the words. They just put the little, couple of initials. You know what that mean? I don't care. It's IDC. I don't know. It's IDK. You know what I mean? So like,
Exactly.
and that's how they getting about. Like I heard they not even teaching uh cursive anymore.
No.
Like in the schools, like people don't even want to teach the kids how to write in cursive. So like if you kind of think about that, like they too busy worried about the way somebody feel like they want to dress and who they feel like they want to identify by versus making sure that they really getting a real education out here, or that they can just basically read. Like
Yeah.
and that should be more important than whether you feel like little man feel like he want to put on a dress or not.
The priorities have shifted, and it's like they're not worried about the right things at all. They
It's
go
a
to school
gender
to learn. I need an education. They need an education so that they can get a good job. Setting them up for failure is just really what's happening right now. And with technology and phones in everybody's hands, I mean, that's why they have to read. You need to push your kids to read fucking books. Like, read a book.
Read a
Open
book.
up
Read a book.
something written by somebody with a college education, because these Facebook posts ain't helping you at all. It's speedy conversation. I get it. I understand why we have it, but I also understand the importance of being able to write
Read.
and seem like you're literate. Like
Yeah.
you need to seem like a literate person. And
Because they had this chick, they had a rapper. It's a rapper out there. She's like, I guess she's on her way up. She's part of the Sexy Red and all them community. I think her name is Suki or whatever. So they had her on a podcast. Shorty, they was like, yo, so you're a musician? She was like, I'm not no musician. And they was like, what do you mean you're not a musician? She said, I do music, but I'm not a musician. What? Like, do you understand? That's crazy that these are our future leaders. They can't read, properly write, etc. Shaking my head, God. Yeah, because that's the point. The point is to keep people in a position where all they do is the same routine. Get up, go to work, come home, watch TV, go to sleep, get up, go to work. Like they put you in that mindset, and then a lot of people fall for it because, like, come on, yo. Not being able to read, like that was something that we took pride in, that you can say a big word. Like, think about that. That's why I'm glad I grew up on hip hop in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Because some people had to be smart. I saw a conversation with Keith Murray the other day. He's one of the most violent rappers ever as far as his personal life. Keith Murray known for knocking out your favorite rapper. But his IQ was impeccable. The way that he rhymed his rhymes like it was a dictionary. Sometimes you had to go back and go look up the word. Y'all mythological niggas is comical. Astronomical was coming through like the flu bomb. Like you be sitting up here like,
yeah,
wait,
like,
hold
wait,
on.
what the fuck did he say? Exactly.
What did he say? You astronomical niggas is comical. Like, wait, hold on. What is astronomical?
Let's start there, okay? Let's go back to sentence one.
Let's go back. Like, yo, like, fam, what are you talking about? And then that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Right? Where it made you feel like, yo, these cats was smart. They were just acting dumb, but they was really smart.
Yeah. It took more to entertain us back then. Like they had to be smart, because we grew up with reading lists. With the summer program, you read all these books, you get that free pizza from Pizza Hut.
Yo,
You about to so we did it for the food, okay?
yo, you right though. I ain't gonna lie.
We can get that free pizza, especially if you grew up where you wasn't really getting takeout pizza like that. Like my mom ain't really get us pizza. She cooked almost every night. Right. So what? I'm about to read these books and I can get a free man. Well, watch me read these goddamn books real quick.
Nah, you right though, because I remember the book clubs and the whole nine. It was like, yo, I was like, what? Read these and you gonna get what? All right,
I'm on it.
what? I'm in there. Then they was like, yo, like, cause when I was in school, we had like like 8, 9, like sometimes we had like 10 classes a day. Like they was like 35 minutes of class or some shit. Yo,
Mhm.
we was rolling. Like I remember one year I'd have like 22 credits or some shit.
Yeah.
So we was rolling, but depending on what you did when it came to reading, you could get those breaks. You could go to these over this lab over here and do that. Look, listen, I bet I'm a read. And I remember because like even whenever I felt like, I learned how to read, I was reading everything, asking people was it right. We couldn't rob our sign. I was like, Newport, is that right?
For real, that math? What? I was teaching myself algebra in like fourth grade just because, like, I want to learn this. Like, we
Yeah.
always wanted to learn some shit. Like, we did. And so that's why rappers back then had to be creative because
Yeah, yo.
these little bubblegum ass raps that are out nowadays, like, that wouldn't have caught our attention. Like, there's no
That's why
way.
people can't read.
Exactly. And
You
those motherfuckers rapping like that can't read. Like that's the thing. They can't read and their
true,
audience can't read. And so
true.
together they're just fucking stupid.
No, you
Sorry if
right.
any of y'all listen to it.
No. That's okay. They can listen to it because you know what people do. They say, "Yo, nah, I just be wanting to turn up. I just listen to the music. I get it." But if you could read, then okay,
Yeah.
you deserve to be able to listen to some ignorant shit every now and then because we know that you ain't gonna turn ignorant over listening to it. But if
Yeah.
a person already can't read and then they favorite rapper can't read, that's really the blind leading the blind right there,
Yeah.
yo.
They need to form a tutoring group.
For
Just
real.
because
Because like I said, that's why I said like these new, like everybody that's influenced by anything that's new. Like we kind of put ourselves in a really dope position because like I said, we was able to get a glimpse of rappers and shit that really could spell. Remember K Solo? K Solo was the spell. I mean, like all other kind, even Daz Effects, like even when they came out, how they was putting words together with just adding extra syllables to it. But
exactly.
that was the way that people made us understand that education was like being smart. Like niggas was smart. Like whether they didn't get it out of school, but they was smart. They had them books, they had encyclopedias. I remember I had encyclopedias
Yeah.
at home. You
Me
know what I
too.
mean? I remember when I used to get in trouble, I was on punishment. I'd be reading through encyclopedias. You know what I mean? I'd be all the way in Africa. My mother thinks she done did some shit. She thinks she thinks she done really did some shit by putting me on punishment. My ass in Japan somewhere. My
Imagination.
mind, I'm all the way over there somewhere. Like, oh shit, this what they doing over there? This how they make rice?
Exactly.
Right? You know what I'm saying? And she think I'm over there like, damn, I'm good. I go to school the next day and I ain't on punishment as long as I'm at school. So
Yeah.
yo, listen. I was one of them kids, yo, that's gonna read, but now the kids is not reading me.
Nah. My oldest loves to read. She got a Barnes and Noble's card. She will go to the mall and go to Barnes and Noble. Like she's gonna read. So I'm
That's
here
dope.
for that.
Nah,
Cause yeah,
that's dope.
I just can't. You can't be stupid. I
And you
hate
gotta be able
stupid.
to count. You gotta be able to read and you gotta be able to count, right? Like those are main two things. Like I would say, like when it comes down to children, they gotta know those couple of things because at the end of the day, if not, then that's the easiest way for them to get taken advantage of. If they cannot read and they
Yes.
cannot count. Now, if they don't know how to build a train, that's okay.
Yeah,
But
that's
they
whatever.
got, you know what I'm saying? It's okay. But they gotta be able to read and count. Like your child can't know all the new songs and new dances, but he can't read, he can't tell you his address, he can't tell you his phone number. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I feel bad for kids because like even now, like, yo, word is bond, like they pushing kids through still. Like they just pushing
Yeah.
them through. Go ahead,
Soon
kid.
as they did No Child Left Behind, shit went sideways, yo. That No Child Left Behind shit is
Listen,
bullshit.
right. All that. Now listen, everything that they felt like was a program to help us, what's the affirmative action and all that shit? Now that I think about it, all that shit was bullshit, yo. That hurt us worse than just telling them, hey, yo, fam, you can't read. Go back there and start over and learn how to read. You don't even know your colors.
Yes.
You know what
Like,
I'm saying? Like, it's
please.
okay. Like, that's what happened when I think that's the start of delusion.
Yeah.
Whenever they allow people to feel like you don't have to do nothing in order for people to allow you to move forward. That's when I felt like delusion started coming in right then and there.
Oh yeah, the participation trophies and shit. We had to earn that shit. We had
Yeah,
to earn a trophy. Like you didn't just get one.
because you
Like you
participate.
didn't do well. Shit, go sit down somewhere. Like that was it.
Look, you remember when people used to get stars and shit? Like, yo, listen, this person did look, they got all these damn gold stars. Your dumbass ain't get it. Like, yo, that was on you. You can't be mad. Like, that was the thing. That's why I feel like a lot of people have gotten away from now. Everybody get in trouble for one person. That shit corny. Especially
Mhm.
if you're not going to allow them to work together. How you gonna keep them separate and then put everybody and then chastise everybody for one person, but they separate?
Yeah.
Because the first thing the other people going to do, if they don't want to do the dumb shit, what they going to do? They going to help the person that's slacking. They going to come together like, what's wrong with you? What you don't? What you can't do? You can't read what? This is the T
The
H
top
E.
key. Top
Yeah.
key.
Uh, say that shit. You know what I'm saying? They be over there in the corner coaching the shit out of this nigga. Yeah. Okay. And you sitting up there trying to talk about everybody gotta read this. Like, yo, fam can't read. Why you go every time you do that and because when they call people up, this is the one thing about it. It's like they say you want to humble somebody, give them a white washcloth. There's another way you can humble somebody. Ask them to read something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it should be a test before you date people. Read this out loud for me. Please read this paragraph.
Before we order our food, read this menu. Like, yo, like what? Like, you know what I'm
Write me a
saying?
note. Write me a
Write
letter.
me a letter right now. How do you feel? Write it down on this napkin right here. Let me see. You know what I'm saying? Can you spell? Or you about to
Give
text
them a
me?
spelling test real quick.
Yeah, you about to write out a text message. Let me see. IDK, IDC. Let me see, yo. You know what I mean? Because you gotta really
No.
be about that shit nowadays, yo. Because technically it's gonna be a lot of drones out here. What I mean by it's just people that's just left to just having to do whatever somebody tell them to do.
Yeah, because they can't do anything on their own. And it's sad. They just been programmed to get their next step from somebody else. It's like
It's the worst.
free
It's the
thinking has
worst.
gone and
And that's
people
another thing.
lost imagination. It's
You
just
hit the nail on the head right there about free thinking.
yeah, it's weird. It's just
It
a
feel like
weird.
all of us supposed to think alike because we might look alike.
Well, because and the thing is, like, you can't say you don't like something because then you're a hater. Like, bitch, I don't like the color blue. That don't mean I hate. I'm hating on blue, bitch. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Right. You can't like
it's like
something.
you're not allowed to have an opinion. You can't
Right.
say, "Oh no, I don't prefer that." So you're this. Like you
Yeah.
put a
You
label
a
on
hater.
you. Like,
Yeah.
wait, what? I
You
can't have
you are you are
preferences.
you're a pork phobe because you don't like pork. Like, yo, chill,
Yeah.
yo. Like,
Like if I
why?
say I won't date a trans man, oh, you're transphobic. No, it's just not
No,
my
I just
thing.
want. Why I'm gonna get a person that turned into the person that I
It's
want
not even
already.
that. It's just that's not what I'm attracted to. Like there's nothing wrong with that. There's people who are not attracted to my type. I'm not offended. I don't call them a hater. Like
Right.
preferences. People have preferences, and it's I don't know when people forgot that. Like when did that happen? I woke up one day and you couldn't think or feel or be different than
Nope.
anybody
Have
else.
to be inclusive. You have to accept everybody for what they say and do. You cannot have a matter of your own voice and opinion. And that's where it's trying to go to, but it's not going to get there. It's going to continue to be a dialogue, I think, but it's not going to be one that's going to take over because think about it. People are going to have to be mindful of the agenda. And look, that's part of the agenda. See, that they're gonna have to be mindful of it, right? That if people are really waking up, forcing you to try to accept them for something that's not true, how much more of a lie do you think they try to get us to accept each and every day, yo? Like the bridge, they think that they want us to believe that whoever was driving the boat on the bridge went to sleep and he ran into the bridge. Stop playing, yo.
You can see it clearly maneuvered the other way when the lights went out. Like, but how? Like, why? What? I just, I'm okay. Like with the whole what people identify as. I don't care. You can identify as whatever you want. I will. I'm here for you. Like, I don't care. It doesn't mean that I agree with it necessarily.
Right.
But I'm gonna let you live in your fantasy. Like I'm not here to ruin it for you. Like I'm not gonna be like, if you identify as a woman, you clearly look like a man. I'm not gonna be like, you ain't no woman. I'm just gonna be like, okay. Whatever tickles your pickle. You know, like there's nothing. I'm
At
not
the
here
end of the
to
day,
argue that. Like I can't argue that with you. That's a headspace issue. So I'm okay with that. Oh, you want to be called ma'am? Okay, ma'am. Whatever you need. But it doesn't mean that I have to want to date you. It doesn't mean I have to, like that's
that's
where I
right.
think it's like I can accept them, but if I don't want to be with them, now I'm transphobic, or it's like, how
Yeah,
is
you
that
gotta
possible?
go all the way, Meek. You can't
It's like,
be.
no. I can understand them and still not want to be with them. Like that should be okay. That really should be. I don't understand.
This is a real conversation going on in the major universities too, where people are trying to get people to call them by certain pronouns, and I'm just like, yo, like understand, like you're going too far because I still am going to have you call me by what I like. Why do we have to do that? Like I feel like this is what I want to be. It's like okay, you can be what you want to be. Well, why can't I be who I want to be? And the person that I want to be is clearly looking at a man. Like I get
That's
it.
not the same thing.
You say that's what?
That's not the same thing. I see what you're saying, but I don't feel like it matches.
As far as what?
Because you
No,
said that you want to be who you are, and who you are is a person who sees them as this.
yeah, like I
It,
shouldn't have to like if you telling me like clearly like this is who you identify as, I'm not about to argue with you. Like, okay, bet. I know what I clearly see. But if that's what you want to be, like if you woke up this morning or whenever you did, it could have been a thousand mornings ago. Whenever you woke up and said, this is who you are, then that's fine. Like to me, I don't have a skin in the game. Like I'm not getting ready to argue with you about what I see. But you cannot make me be what you want me to be because at the end of the day, you're telling people not to do that to you. You're asking people not to make you be something that you don't feel like you are. You want people to accept you for who you are. I'm just saying, like, you got to be willing to give what you take, right? If you want people to accept you, then you got to accept people. Like, listen, fam, that's cool. That's who you are. I respect it. I got you. But because I don't agree with you, you can't be sitting up here trying to call me all these type of phobics.
hmm.
I shouldn't be a phobic because I don't really agree with you. I just respect you. That's it. I respect you, but I don't agree with you. Shit, I respect a lot of people that I don't agree with, but I still respect you. Like, I'm not going to disrespect you. I'm not going to come up there and be like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Like, that's stupid. Like, I'm
Respect
not
should
going
be
to.
baseline. I feel like that's another thing people got away from. Like respect should be baseline. You're like, oh, respect is earned. No, it should be the base, bitch. Like, how can I earn it if we should be coming into this with
With
respect?
respect.
Like
You got to
it can,
start off with it. You got to.
yeah. It's like, oh, it has to be earned. Like, how the fuck? I I I thought it was already there.
Yeah, with. Oh, you're
I
right.
don't
Like,
even know you. How could I be at the disrespectful round with
already.
like I didn't
I'm
even
more
do nothing.
and I'm already. I start off at disrespect,
Start
fam.
off negative, bitch. Like what?
Like,
I
what we
can get to
doing
that
now?
on my own. Like I can be disrespectful. Like I can get there on my own. Don't worry about it. Like at least
Right.
start me off at the baseline.
if you really want disrespect, we could get there. But
Yeah.
I'm respecting you. I just want you to
Yes.
respect me. That's all I'm saying. Like, look, B, you got that. I'm alright with that. I'm not about to hang with you. I'm not about to get into an argument with you. I'm not about to answer questions that doesn't have nothing to do with me. It's all love, B. However you feel, how you feel, I'm gonna respect you. Just give me the same courtesy by respecting me. That's it. Like that's all. Like it shouldn't be hard to ask anybody to do so. That's it. Like, no, not make me do something. Like, no, B.
It is
Like, we
hard.
all
I mean, I got a cousin who's trans,
right.
and so for most of my life, he was Andre, and so that's not who he is anymore. And it's weird. I mean, we've always knew he was gay. He didn't know. I think we knew. Well, he knew, but he didn't come out. But we knew he was gay from birth. But when he came out trans and changed his name, it was hard for me to get past that. It was so I wouldn't even address them by a name. I'm like, yo, what up, nigga? Or what up, boo? Or it would be some little
Yeah. Another
sweet
name.
name there, but it wouldn't be their name because it was hard to get used to. I respected it and they knew that. It was just I've known you our whole life. Like
Who
we're
you
the
were.
same age. Like we were basically born around the same time. Like I've known you as this for forever. And so I respect it. No problems. You
It's
look
like
good, bitch. But it's like
I, I think that's the worst part about this whole movement that's going on now is that people forget respect. Respect should be first, like you said, me. You shouldn't have to earn something that you start off with. Like that's like, yeah,
Mhm.
you earn your driver's license, right? You earn the right to privilege and all these other things. Like you earn these things, you earn your paycheck, you earn all these other things. But damn, you should walk in the door with leadership qualities. If before without the paycheck, you should walk in the door with the thought process that I want to keep my job. If you got a job, like I mean, you should
Mhm.
walk in the door with a different mindset. Like like, and I think that that's what we missing out here nowadays. Everybody wants to be accepted.
Mhm.
Like, when do we get? That's where we going too far. Like, everybody want to be accepted by everybody. Like, fuck all that. Like, yo, it's okay if a person don't like you.
That's because the thing is, I don't like everybody, and I don't want everybody to like me, and I can't expect everybody to like
To like
me. Like,
you,
I
exactly.
just, why would I think that that's a possible to even get everybody to like you? I don't think people understand the type of energy you have to put into that because you have to be different things to different people all the time. You have to be
Yeah,
this to these group of people because that's who they think you are, so that they like you. And then it's who has time for that? Like who for people to like you, and people can like you and not give a fuck about you. Like that's
exactly.
it's true. Like
They like
they
to hang
can really
around
like you.
you.
Like when you in your deepest and darkest, they ain't gonna call you. They're not there to help you, but they like you,
Right.
and that's what you fought for them to like you.
And that's where you always gonna lose that battle at the end if you want everybody to like you. And it's okay not to be a certain person to make people dislike you on purpose. But you can't expect even in that. It's gonna be people who are not gonna like you and you have done nothing to them at all. They just don't like the way you talk. They don't like the way you look. They don't like your energy. It could be something about you. Like when you come in the room, they don't like the attention you get. They feel like they
Exactly.
get the attention. They don't like, it's a lot of different things. They don't like what people say that's positive. They feel like it's gotta be something negative. That's the
Mhm.
vibe that people give off when it comes down to like actually looking at another person and being okay with like, yo, all right, sometimes you ain't the one in the room, and it's
That's
okay.
okay. Yes,
Be the
exactly.
background player sometimes. You don't have to be in the front all the time. Be the background player sometimes. Yeah, you might be used to being in the front, but be the background sometimes. It's
Be the
all love.
supporting star. Be a supporter for a little bit.
It's it's all
Okay.
love.
Yeah. And I tell people too, everybody's opinion of you isn't your business. Like it really isn't your business.
True. You don't
There's
need to
nothing you
know.
can do about it. It's
Yeah,
their opinion. People are entitled to their opinion. So why make it your worry? Why don't they like me? Who fucking cares? Like, who the fuck?
But
Who cares?
validation. I think people look for validation in outside people more than the people that they're around. Like they'll look at other people's lives and admire them, and then not think that people don't look at them and want what they want. You know, it's people so
Exactly.
easy to look on social media and all these other places and look at what other people are doing and be so in awe of what other people are doing that they put out in the forefront and don't know the whole time in the background these people are going through the worst shit. They argue, they the
Yeah.
worst devils to each other, but then they know they have a great way of masking it and putting it out there. And then people are so quick to envy other people's relationships and other
Mhm.
people's goals and stuff like that. They look at their shit and always think that they're missing something. And they be having the best shit going on. They got the most support. They're able to do the most. They're not having to be a monolith. They're able to be, where they could do this and be over here and still be there. But it'll never be enough if they see somebody doing the one thing that you might not be doing for them. And that's
Yeah.
why I hate that social media puts people in a position where they look at a way to try to compare themselves. They don't
And
look at
that's a
themselves.
mindset, though. That's on them. They're choosing to do that because
That's
not
a fact.
everybody looks at social media that way. I don't go on social media like, oh, they got this going on now. Like, if anything, it's damn, how can I get that? How can I do that? What can I do? Like, like figure it out because somebody did it, they did it, which means you can fucking do it. It can be replicated. It's not like
Right.
there's one secret move that they did that got them there. You can do the same thing. Why not reach out to them? Why not get, like, can
Exactly.
you mentor me? Look up to them instead of doing the whole looking down on them kind of thing. Reach out. Hey, yo, I see you doing great things. Like, how did you get here? What did you do? What was your path? And if they're not gatekeeping, like some people do,
Yeah, they'll
they
do that
might be
nowadays.
willing to share what they learned along the way, give you some resources to look into.
Right,
And then
right,
it's up to you to get there. Like that.
right.
It's just like it was up to them. They had to get there somehow. They had to start somewhere. You just seeing them at the high point, but you ain't see them at them long hours and all the hustle that they had to do to get to that point.
Exactly. And self-validation is something that people think come instantly just because social media gives them that. That's why I say you gotta stop paying attention to the way other people live their life on social media. Like if it inspires you in a certain way, let that take that energy and turn it into whatever way you can be positive for yourself, right? But you shouldn't look at other people's situation and then be so quick to, you know, be so, oh my God, they're doing this and this person is doing that and this person has that and they're doing this. And then, look at yourself and not notice that people are looking at you the same way.
Exactly. Because there's
People,
something you
people
overcame that was
exactly.
inspirational.
People
Like
looking at you the same
everything.
way. They looking at you the same way because I know that. Because just the way people may look at other people, it's the same way they look at me. I know that because people will
Mhm.
tell me. They hit me up. They'll say things. They're like, "Yo, I see you. I did it." They'll tell me,
Mhm.
and then some people
Exactly.
won't. You could tell. Like some people won't. Like you'll see you got a whole bunch of views, and then you see you ain't got no likes and no comments. And you go back
Exactly.
and check your analytics, and they tell you, they show you the cities and stuff where people are looking. That's the thing that people don't understand. Like when you call them a hater, that's what I'm gonna go back to. Like I don't look for the fact that the reason to call people haters, but then there's a fact that you can find out whenever your account is set up a certain way. All my stuff is business, so it tells me the
Yeah,
city.
mine too.
It tells me like, yo, Raleigh. It'll tell me where the people are, and I could pretty much tell where these areas where I know people actually know me personally at. I could tell that, and I could see that y'all the ones that are looking, even if I don't see your actual name.
Exactly. I see you
And then
watching. I
I
see
see
you.
you. Right?
Yeah.
And then it's the same people who envy other people's stuff. And I see that, yo, you don't even do stuff for your own shit. You worried about what other people doing. Look at you. Look at why you ain't doing this for your own self. You worried about what other
Exactly.
people are doing. But
Yo, it's
anyway,
like, oh, I could do that too. So why ain't you?
you doing it, yo. Huh? They find out it ain't as easy as it looks.
It's a lot of work. It's a
You know what I mean?
process. They want the end result. They don't want the process.
Nah, the process is what people do not want. They want the automatic reward. They want to stand up there and get the Oscar. You know what I mean? They want the Oscar, but they don't want to be the person that had to hold the boom mic.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? The person who had to do lights, person who had to order the food, the person who had to roll the blunts. Like they don't want to be that person. They want to be the person at the end that stand at the podium and start off with the fake. I want to thank God. Man, shut up. Because God ain't even put you in this movie. I did. You know what I mean? Shut up. Yo, but anyway, listen, we left the line open tonight for the young lady. Like we said, I knew she had a situation going on where she was on another situation, so it's cool. We was able to get through a really dope conversation, and that's the point. That's the point of the platform, and I'm kind of thankful to be honest with you because the last at least 11 shows have been mad heavy. So to be able to laugh a little bit and just be free thinking for a moment is really good. So I'm thankful because the shows that's coming up for the rest of the year, it's not gonna be that. Ain't no laughing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thankful for today. And I'm thankful for those of you that jumped on. I'm thankful for all the comments. Jesse, thank you for your comments.
Yes.
It was a new lady that jumped on, Danny Marie. Thank you for your comments tonight. We just know that in at the interim, y'all. Like I want all the people that was watching tonight, all the people that's gonna watch the playback to know, um, it's easy to get caught up in the hype of what's going on now, what's popular, what it may seem like, and be emotional. But just really understand when people are playing you too. Like just understand when people are playing on your emotions and they distracting you from what's really going on. And don't be afraid either to really sit back sometimes and just be okay with not being right all the time. We got this thing where people feel like they just always got to be right. You know, that's why we got very few people that understand the power of apology. They can't apologize because they feel like they're always right. Sad. But in this world that we live in, everybody feels like they're right. There's nobody that feels like they're wrong. There's nobody that feels like they should understand another person's perspective, even if they don't agree. Everybody's fighting for the ability to be right. Hopefully, we could break out of that mindset. Hopefully, those of you that are watching, if you have children, you don't raise your children with that mindset. Understand that they're okay, that they're going to hear no sometimes, and it's okay to be able to be told no. You're going to try some things and they're going to fail. It's okay to fail, but it's not okay to not try. Hopefully, you put that and instill that into your children. And for those of you guys that have a dream, hopefully, you still standing on that hill by yourself, even if you have to. You fighting for justice for someone else, stand on that hill by yourself. You got to get in them cars, drive those miles. You got to get on those planes. Whatever you got to do to make sure that you stay in line and stay in focus, man. Just please do that, y'all. Don't be scared. Don't live in fear. Well, we out. So look, Meek, you got anything that you want the people to know real quick that's going on in your world before we get out of here?
Yeah, I'm putting together a course on human design. If you have not looked into your human design, please do so. When I
Oh,
tell you the things that is going to break open for you, when you start, it's like the guidebook for your life.
right,
Like we say that this thing come with a guidebook, but literally it did based on when you were born, the time, the place, all of that, how everything aligned. You have a formula to run your life.
right,
Um, so yeah, I'm putting something together for that because I want to add it to my life purpose coaching because this is a big piece of your life purpose. Once you learn how to work with the universe, work with your surroundings instead of against it, things really start to move and you can really, really get some shit popping. So that has been my mission the last 2 weeks. I'm getting ready to put the book together. It's about to be dope. I cannot wait.
yeah, no doubt, yo. I feel all that right there, yo, because that's a fact. Nature always showing us the way, and very few people pay attention to it, right? Yeah,
Yes.
that's dope. That's dope. So yo, y'all make sure y'all follow me, man. Y'all know what to do, man. Make sure y'all follow me. Get in with it. Find out your design. Y'all see where you at, and you can figure it out. And then you can find things about your life path number. You can find a whole lot of things that has to do with numbers. You can even use numbers in your day to day life that can help you pretty much navigate through things when it comes to decisions too. So you know,
Yes.
everything, remember, everything that they told y'all wasn't something is something. They wouldn't have told y'all it wasn't nothing if it wasn't something. Other than that, there wouldn't be no such thing as a secret society. Just remember
Yeah.
that.
And nothing happens by accident. So
Nope, not at all. It's all designed for you. You know what I mean? You just got to be willing to walk. You know what that free will does? You got to be willing to walk. Now,
Yes.
if you don't take the chance, your life is gonna go a whole nother way. You
Facts.
follow your purpose, step out on faith, you're gonna do what you need to do. But you cannot find your purpose sitting in your house.
No.
So look, so all of y'all coming up for me, we got the merch dropping. We got the Sparking Conversation merch. As y'all see, we got the Sparking
Hey.
Conversation merch dropping. Y'all make sure y'all check out the site. We dropping in 2 weeks. We'll have all the colors up that we're gonna have and and everything. So that's thankful to all of y'all that's been supporting. And so to speak of that, I wanted to make sure that y'all all know that if y'all ever wanted to, donate or whatever y'all want to do, because like I said, every time that we get anything, we reinvest into the show. So we want to make sure that you guys understand that. So y'all can always hit us up. Follow me on IG. If you guys want to get in contact with me personally, or if you are a person that's infected, no, that's not what I mean. Affected, not infected. Yeah, because I can't. I don't know if you want me to get the word out about you being infected. I'm sorry, and it's not the right word. So if
No.
you are a family or a person that's dealing with an impact, if you're an impacted family, if you have things going on, you need to get the word out. People are playing with your life. You have people that have passed away or people that have been done wrong, and you're trying to get some justice, and you guys need to make sure that you get the word out. Y'all know what to do. Hit us up at sparkingconversation@gmail.com. Make sure y'all put it in the subject line what the reason that you would like to be on the show, because to be honest with you guys, I'm sorry, but I will not tackle all topics on this show, on this program, just out of respect, because it's a lot of things that I feel like if I'm going to tackle, I need to be familiar with or have some kind of means of being able to offer something to people. And there's just a lot of topics going on nowadays that I'm not a part of, and I'm just being honest. So just make sure that y'all put it out there. At least I'm just telling y'all up front. So yeah, but hit us up, all right? So until next week, y'all know what to do. Just follow us on all our social media platforms. Keep up with us. We got new content dropping every week. We got new content for the podcast dropping every single day. So just make sure y'all follow us, keep up with us, and don't forget, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will, right? All right. So until next time, peace.